Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and the time for us to look back at a thrilling 1-0 win for Sheffield United over Watford, which could be so important in the promotion push. I've been watching with Brian Dean and Kevin Gage, and gentlemen, what a terrific game. What a thrilling game that was, and what a vital 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give Watford credit for coming here and taking the game to us in the way that they did, going for the 3 points. And I think a lot of questions were answered today, to be honest, about the kind of feeling within the squad, the togetherness, but also the hunger, to kind of maintain this second place, that we've got in the league now. So I think it's a great. It's one of them games, isn't it, Kevin? That when you're a player, you feel that this could be the beginning of something again. There's a bit of momentum, perhaps.
Yeah, the players obviously knew how important the game was. It had been built up, hadn't it, through the week, in the press and the media, and probably, in Hecky as well with the staff. In explaining to the players, not that he needs to explain so much, but just reiterating how important the game was. And Watford were a good side today, weren't they? Excellent. They came with a big pedigree and they played very, very well. So it was a good, solid performance with us without being spectacular, and we just shaded it as we needed to do.
And the goal, when it came in the 73rd minute, there'd kind of been mounting United pressure before it came.
Yeah, it wasn't a game of loads of chances. I don't think Wes really had a shot to save. In anger, to be honest, I don't think Watford created much at all. We certainly kept their keeper busier. We had more clear-cut chances. We'll take any kind of goal, won't we? It was very, very scrappy, but it doesn't matter. It went across the line, and we're happy for it.
McBurney with the header on the far post, and ultimately it came off one of their defenders and over the line, and we could see it. And my goodness, how important it was! But what a scramble at the end to keep that advantage. Watford poured it on, and right up to the final whistle, they were almost there.
I think it's one of them, isn't it? I think the goalie went up as well, didn't he? So it just tells you where they were in terms of what they wanted out of the game. And, it was definitely all hands to deck. The incident right at the end, that's when you need a bit of luck. We got a little bit of luck with the goal, and then at the other end, you've seen the ball's gone into the box, and they're trying to get a toe on it or whatever, and we managed to clear it. That's a fantastic result for me, and it sends out a message. Middlesbrough have lost today, and so from that point of view, what's the approach going to be this week? Do we go again? Have we had a little bit of a shock to the system that says, right guys, come on, we got to press on now?
The reaction of the players on that final whistle. You could see how much it meant.
Yeah, this huge relief. It's a relief the way it's panned out as well. As Brian rightly says, back to the wall stuff right at the death. But we defended fantastically well. We got bodies in the way. We got tackles in. The likes of Egan, Robinson, Armohodic heading things away. Robinson won some fantastic headers, on the edge of the box where he's galloped 10 yards to win the header, taking responsibility just to clear his lines. So we did the right things at the right time.
Well, John Egan, skipper on the day, and of course right in the thick of things. And afterwards, I had a chance to have a word with him and get his interpretation on what it had been like being a part of it.
Yeah, very good. Obviously, tough game. Watford are a really good team. Got some really good players, so we knew it was going to be tough. On the back of 2 bad results last week, the kind of pressure was on to get a positive result today, and especially after that last corner, obviously a bit of relief too, but it was a big win, and we're all delighted.
It was. We've talked about it beforehand and talked about the character that the team showed today, because it must have been. It was only human nature to have been down after 2 defeats and then to come back as you did. It speaks volumes.
Definitely, yeah. We got a lot of seniors in that dressing room, and we know what it's like to kind of go through a good run, and we know there's going to be blips as well on the way. The games last week didn't go the way we wanted to, but we had to come out and show a lot of character today against Watford, and I think all week leading up to it, we're just kind of went back to the training ground. We knew we had to be more solid. It's not like us to ship 3 goals in 2 consecutive games, and we're delighted with the clean sheet today.
Nothing in it in the first half. Second half, it all started to open up, didn't it? I mean, what was said at half time?
Yeah, just more of the same. We managed to nullify them well in the first half and had a couple of chances. And with the players they have, it's always you're always going to give away a couple of half chances as well. So we just knew we had to stick at it, try to be as solid as we can, and we knew we were a threat from set plays, and I think that showed with the goal. And once we got ahead, the focus is on keeping the lead and trying to see it out.
I guess in a team sport, team game, and you're praising the contribution of everybody, it's almost invidious to single out individuals, isn't it? But I mean, there were 1 or 2 who did stand out, and certainly Ollie McBurney was one of them.
Yeah, we went long to him early on, and he was winning every header, so why go away from what's working? He won every single ball. He's a big man, he's game, and he was unbelievable up top, and I don't know if they've given him the goal, but he definitely deserved the goal today.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be an own goal, that one.
Yeah, well, he celebrated like it was his anyway, so we'll give it to him. But no, he dominated their centre halves today, and he was brilliant. And we know Ollie's a really big player for us, and it's great to see him playing well.
I know I hear people say, "Oh, we don't look at the table" and all the rest of it, but after the 2 defeats, you must have realised just how important it was this afternoon.
Yeah, listen, there's still a long way to go. We can't. It might sound a cliche, but I don't think anybody's ever been given anything in February. It's towards the end of the season where you probably look at it a bit more. We still have, a lot of games to go, and as we know, every game is really tough, and you have to be on it, or you won't get points. And we just have to try and keep looking at the next game to see where we can improve, and keep driving on and trying to get 3 points every time we go out there.
Well, John, the skipper on the pitch, and his part in orchestrating that and keeping everybody together as a team performance can't be underestimated.
Yeah, he's our leader. He's our warrior, isn't he? He captains the side sometimes. He leads by example. He gets his head in the way of things. He defends well. He didn't have the best game last week. We pointed that out last week, and I'm sure he's aware of that. So he had a point to prove as well. But he certainly came up trumps today, and as I say, he marshalled his troops around him and put in a proper defensive display. Yeah,
and happy days as a result of all that. We go on from here with more optimism maybe than we had a few hours ago prior to this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie, I came into this, the last 2 games, but, that was a solid display at the back. The midfield, okay, we can argue and say that they had the better of the 2 midfields in terms of the battle. But even, the performance of Oliver McBurney, Ilimanjai when he was on the ball, that's quality. Those are the kind of performances that get you, over the line at the end. And also, when we talk about people taking the game by the scruff of the neck, becoming leaders out there, I think they showed that they have got leadership qualities on that pitch. You're looking at the back players. It couldn't have been easy for them, those last 2 weeks. They know that they're under the spotlight. They've been men tonight, and it's a wonderful performance. That's as good as scoring a goal, isn't it? A clean sheet.
Oh, like absolutely, that. Yeah. You can see what you rightly said with the reactions of the players. A clean sheet for defenders is as important as scoring goals. Of course it is, and that's what they're paid to do, to stop the ball going in the net. Not just the 3 defenders. Wes was fairly solid today. Came for stuff, didn't drop anything. It was more like the Wes Fotheringham we're used to. So collectively, all round, was a decent defensive display. Norwood as well. He gets berates for sometimes in misplaced passes. He's making more tackles than he's ever made in his whole career. I think he's still at the top of the charts for tackles made by central midfielders. So he may not be crunching people every game, but he's getting important foots and toes in and disrupting the play. So they're all combining. It's a collective effort to keep that clean sheet, not just the defence. It's everybody involved.
So we move on from here now, and I hope you're going to be able to follow all the action with us here on Sheffield United TV Live. And these are the fixtures coming up, starting on the 1st of March with Tottenham. That's on Wednesday. That's a 7:55 kickoff and that of course is in the FA Cup. And then after that we move on to Blackburn away. That's a lunchtime 12:30 kickoff, so we'll be on from 12 o'clock, setting the scene for that. Reading away on the 7th of March, that's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so previews begin at 7. Luton at home on the 11th of March, 3 o'clock kickoff, we're on air at 2. And Sunderland away on Wednesday the 15th, 8 p.m. kickoff, previews begin at 7. So the matches coming fast and furious, and Sheffield United going into them, though, in a healthy position, courtesy of the victory today by 1-0 over Watford. From Brian, Kevin and myself, John Rawling, we're leaving with a smile on our face, and let's hope it continues as well as this in the matches to come.